So these holes here, these large, deep holes in the tree, were caused by one of our biggest woodpecker, pileated.
Yep.
Pileated woodpecker, not pileated. I've heard it said different ways. But they are kind of considered the landlords because they make these huge holes in the tree, very deep, large holes in the tree, looking for insects to eat. But then these holes turn into homes for smaller birds and frogs and other wildlife. And so they really are such an important bird. And when you have a dead tree that has these big old holes in it like that, it's really wise to keep it up so you can provide essentially an apartment complex for other wildlife. And they'll make holes in this dead tree until it falls down, essentially, or until the bugs are gone. But when you leave a dead tree up like this for the birds to use, it's called a snag, S-N-A-G. And I'm not sure why they call it that. I assume it's because it snags a bunch of wildlife for you to look at, but I'm not sure why they call it a snag.
But leave it up. I like that.
Leave it up. Yeah.
As long as it's not going to fall on their house or anything like that.
Yeah. If it's right beside your house and the tree dies, obviously you want to remove a dead tree by your house. But if it's in the woods or not near a building, go ahead and leave it up if you can, because it's going to provide a lot of food and housing for the wildlife.
Or if you are worried, you can even cut the tree like down to however low you want it, as long as it can provide house for something. As long as there's room and doesn't need the whole top. But if you have the option to leave the whole thing, that's probably for the best.
These are gum trees. We have a lot of them here. Gum trees are one of the first trees to grow and create a forest atmosphere. So if you have a mowed area or a field that you're kind of letting grow out, gum trees will be one of the first ones to show up. And they grow very quickly, which means they don't live very long. The quicker you grow, the quicker you die when you're a tree. So they're here. They don't get too huge. Oh yeah. Thank you. You'll be familiar with their little seed pods.
I am familiar with those in my yard.
Yes, you find them with your feet, and then
Yeah.
you curse the tree they came from. Well, they're the gum tree that they came from. But they are a native tree, and they do provide a lot of habitat and food for our native wildlife. And again, live fast, die young. They grow very quickly, and they won't last for a long time. This is a trifoliate orange tree. It has just recently been put on the invasive plant list for Virginia, meaning it is invasive and we should remove it. It's trifoliate orange. Trifoliate, of course, means 3 leaves, boop, boop, boop. And it does grow citrus fruits. This was actually brought over by the early settlers because it makes an excellent hedgerow. Like if you plant several of them, they'll grow together, they'll get thick, and nothing is getting through that.
Yeah.
Your cows will stay where they're supposed to stay, folks will stay off your land. So they brought it over for that. It is. The fruit it creates, though, is so bitter and acidic that it'll actually burn us if we try to eat it. Like it'll burn our mouths. So what they used to do in colonial times is they would boil the fruits with a whole bunch of sugar and make like gelatins and stuff. And so it would have a strong citrus flavor. But they had to boil it in a bunch of sugar before they could consume it. So this is here. We should remove it. I'm hoping before we do remove it, it produces a fruit so I can boil it and try to make dessert out of it. But yeah, it does spread pretty easily. I would say it's probably moderately aggressive. It's not as aggressive as ailanthus trees or anything like that, or English ivy.
It's fascinating to look at, though.
It is fascinating. It looks like something out of, Sleeping Beauty, like the briar that grows over the castle. It's really very wicked with these long, hard thorns on it. And fruit that burns your mouth. I don't...
And what's it called again?
It's trifoliate orange. So this tree, which looks like it was probably one of the gum trees, fell. And when it fell, obviously the tree was dead, which is sad. But it left behind this large hole, which became a vernal pool. In that vernal pool, there are frogs and salamanders living. Animals can come and drink from that. So it's providing a lot of life. And then if you move up just to the root ball, you see all these little holes. And those are ground-dwelling bees that are living in there. So the bees have a home in there, colony in there. So we're supporting the native bees just in the root ball of the tree. And then as you move up the tree trunk that's fallen and against the ground, you'll see that there have been things digging holes in it, birds pecking away at it, trying to get the insects that live in there. There is at least a dozen different species of mushroom that grow on this tree. Sorry, I got distracted by a bird. Happens a lot. But just in this one tree that fell, it is providing so much for our ecosystem. Just by leaving it here and letting it do its thing. And, you know, of course, as it breaks down and goes back into the earth, it's providing that organic matter that keeps your soil healthy, so all the other plants can thrive. And, you know, you can see there's several pokeweeds growing up from the root ball, and they're a native plant as well. They're really popular for birds. And, of course, little shoots of gumball trees trying to come back. Come back. I'm a little gumball tree. So it really is, like, we love coming and visiting this tree each time we're here, just because we never know what we'll see on it or around it or near it or in it. And it's huge, so it's a lot.
Good thing. Hello. Relatively.
Tell us about the rat snake.
Huh?
Tell us about the rat snake.
It's trying to mimic a rattlesnake right now in my hand. Sometimes they'll pretend they're rattlesnakes by hitting their tails on leaves really quickly, but this one's not fooling anyone.
And what is that smell?
This is musking. Other than biting, this is one of their defense mechanisms where they just release a very foul odor. It's pretty effective.
Yeah. Ooh.
But this one is pretty docile other than that. They are usually. They're one of our good rodent control snakes. They're very friend.
Yeah, you can see his tail is trying to rattle.
But no, they're a very neat snake. And very good for keeping rodents under control, especially around farm areas like this. This one's got some wounds from battle back in the day. He's a very sweet creature. Hi. Oh.
He's coming after you, kid.
I go pick a stone.
I get that.
Nice. Well done. You achieved your goal.
All right, you want to go home?
Yeah.